Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. The consequences of playing good men. You know what, ladies? I know there's a lot of dogs out there, a lot of players, a lot of womanizers, right? But one of the worst things that happens is I get some women in response to the game run the game themselves. And I'm good with that. It's fair exchange is no robbery. It's going to happen. It's a fact of nature. But every man out there ain't a player. Every man out there ain't a womanizer. Every man ain't a dog. It might seem like that to women because once women get caught up into messing with a certain type of man, they stay with that. Especially if a woman's imprinted by a dog or a womanizer or player, she pretty much gonna go for that energy the rest of her life, unless she make a conscious decision and do some, quite frankly, metaphysical things to get out of that. But she's always gonna have that attraction. Even if she marry a good dude, she gonna have that attraction. Anytime that player type come in the room, she gonna get the tingles. Now, at that point, it's up to her whether she indulges it. Most women fail to test and indulge it, right? But that being said, we talking a small percentage of men out there on some player stuff. Seriously, if I had to estimate, I'd say 10% of guys out here are just committed womanizers, players, whatever, right? And then the next level of guys are just guys, they pretty, I would call them serial monogamous. In the sense that they'll just mess with one woman, but they just have the ability to get, like if they get out of a relationship, they have the ability to get another woman like within a few weeks or even a few days. In fact, usually with that type of man, there's a woman always waiting in the wings, always. Like ladies, if you got a good guy and stuff, understand as soon as you let him go, some other woman gonna jump in, right? Even if he's been like true to you, right? But and then you got a level of men, they just good guys. They ain't trying to be a player. Like even a lot of dudes talking about their player card and stuff, I would say the overwhelming majority of men out here just want one woman, Overwhelming majority. Forget what guys say publicly and they be like, hey, I gotta have my player card and all that. That's some bullshit we talk to each other. Most guys, trust me, I've had the conversation with too many dudes. Most dudes just want somebody to come home to and give them a little bit of peace. Seriously, most dudes ain't trying to run around. They, you know what? Like I just did a podcast on my men's channel last week about men wanting to be fathers. There's a whole lot of dudes who just they want to be fathers. They want to be in a family. The thing that holds them back is the consequences if things don't work out. That's it. Seriously, that's it. If you didn't have no fault divorce, or if women were more reasonable in the family courts, a lot more men would be married. A lot more men would go for it. Because the thing with that, it ain't even so much the money, but some women hold their children hostage, right? So, and that's, I don't want to veer off into a whole other subject because that's a significant thing. But you got good men out there. But see, here's a funny thing that happens, right? A funny thing. You get some good men and they get with that woman who's on the player thing. And the bad thing is, she could see the dude's a good man, but because a player dogged her, and I've actually heard women, been in their presence, looked them in the eye when they said this. They said, well, I'm a dog that guy. He a nice guy. I'm a dog him. I'm like, why you gonna dog him? He ain't do anything to you. I can see if you somehow you feel the need to dog out or do something against a guy who's similar to that guy who dogged you. But this guy's sincere. He wanna see you. But the thing is, too many women, they want to be that woman player thing. And let me just be clear, because I know sometimes I say stuff like, oh, those are just those ratchet women. No, the biggest player type women are always professionals. They're always going to be those professional type, independent type of women. Those are biggest women players. All right? A lot of times the needs of the ratchet woman is like kind of simple. Feed her, give her some weed, something like that. Make sure the dick is good and she good. Right? But no, it'd be that professional one. Got her own stuff. Feel like she can do what the guys doing and stuff. And these women, they be like, you know, they get that good guy, he's sincere and stuff, but they trying to tear him up. They trying to hurt him, you know, cheat on him blatantly. And a lot of times they ain't even anything he do. They just say they just gonna do it. And you know, one issue with good men, since they don't have a player mentality, they don't know, they sincere. They don't always recognize the game. You know, if you're sincere, if a man is sincere about it, because he didn't grow up in it, maybe saw his parents had a functional or at least functional on the surface relationship, he ain't gonna recognize the stuff. And see, some women play them and dog them and treat them well, wrong. I'm gonna tell you the consequence. I said there's only a small percentage of men who are players or dogs or whatever. Because there's a small percentage, there's always a chance of that number increasing. Because I'm going to tell you what, you know how I remember before I wrote the first relationship book, right? I used to have men and women say, Rom, teach me how to be a dog. Because unfortunately, I had that reputation when I was younger. I had issues with emotional availability. So, and I had women, they tell me straight up. They say, Rom, I can't really read you. You cold. They kept messing with me anyway, so I didn't see a need to change. But that was my biggest thing. And so men saw me as a dog. I even had some women say, Rom, teach me how to be a dog. I was like, damn. I was like, I had to look myself in the mirror when it kept happening. I was like, you know, I might have some issues I need to work on, right? Because people, they want to be able to shoot. Because when people get dogs, because like these good men, you know, I know in general, you know, men are so be more in control of their emotions, but we still got them. Well, most of them. I don't think mine really developed until my kids showed up. Anyway, right? You know, most men still got them. So there's a consequence. A lot of guys out here running around hurt. You know, they running around hurt. I mean, that's if you look at like what we got on YouTube. You can point it out. A lot of women don't want to deal with this, but I can point it out. A lot of it go to some woman dogging them or treating them wrong. Especially when the guy was treating them right. Then that's usually the case too. Like I said, most of these guys out here just want a decent woman. They're not even a dime or anything. They just want to look decent. She could be a 6 or a 7. Somebody who's cooperative or something. A lot of guys ain't going for that. You got a small percentage just want the super beautiful woman or something. So a lot of these guys, they just want a good woman they can build with, have a family with, have children with. And believe it or not, a lot of men want a woman they can just do for. They can spoil. You know, there's some guys, they say they want us. And, you know, of course, some women players take advantage of that. Right? Some women take advantage of that, like, desire. Right? And just to be clear, I'm not one of them. I'm really not. And I don't know if I ever be. You know? But, just to be real, you play those guys and you create, you actually, and I ain't saying you in particular, I'm sorry, saying you in general. Let me clear that up. But those consequences, you actually add to the thing of dogs. That's when they start looking for men like the way I used to be. Like I say, I'm just older and more mellow now. Kids do that for you. But the man I used to be, I'd have been like, oh yeah, just do this and this and you can fuck your head up. All right? Seriously. So, like, ladies, I'll say this. Whether you're a player, if you meet that guy, you need to be straight up with him. I don't care if he get pissed. It's better he get pissed right there, because then if you straight up with him, he can't say anything. If you ain't feeling him, you need to just tell him that. Or let him know. Don't have him take you out to dinner and all this expensive shit. Get to know him first. In fact, before you spend money on him, go to some coffee place or something. Talk to him on the phone. If you ain't feeling it, just let it roll. Let it roll. It's better you do that than you already know you ain't really feeling this guy long term or you just want whatever. All right? Now, if you that type of woman, yeah, you ain't going to engage in that anyway. Understand, if you having trouble with good men out here or men like being distant, understand the reasons behind it. All right? There are consequences to the good ones. And that's one thing I always said. And that's one thing. As fucked up as I was, I ain't gonna lie. As fucked up as it was, I avoided messing with like a genuinely good woman. A genuinely good woman. I was like, you know what? I can't mess with you. There was a fine woman I walked away from. Seriously, I can think of one now. Yeah. I probably worked hard to keep her relationship together. She was ready. This is a good girl, ready to cheat with me and everything. Told me straight up. I was like, nah, you got good heart and everything. I know I'm turning you on, but I told her. I looked at it and I said, nah, I don't want to be the one to corrupt your ass. I really didn't. I know some dudes would have did it anyway, but I'm funny. I always had like, as jacked up as I was, always had a certain level of honor with how I did shit. So, anyway, right? Those are the consequences, ladies. When you meet those good guys, and y'all know a good guy. You know, I don't like when women act like they don't know what a good man is. Or guys try to think women don't know. Every single woman know a good guy. You know if a guy acting, you know a do-right man. Don't fuck him up. Be straight up. If you're not really attracted to him like that, don't play him. Don't have him take you out. Don't give him any, just be just straight up. Just say, you know what? Before you even spend one penny, just tell him straight up. Yeah, he might feel some type of way, but at the very least, he'll be able to say, you know what? She told me straight up. And that's on him. Let me work on the men on the channel for that part, if a woman being straight up. So anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll talk to you later. Peace and blessings.